Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah and this is Reality Squad. This is not the content that I had planned for today, so sister wives, sorry, you're getting pushed back a little bit further. I will one day talk about the mess that is Cody Brown and co, but today is just not gonna be that day. So last night, I was made aware of Jihoon cutting ties with his GoFundMe coordinator, Amanda. The We Spill Tea on her page, which is Amber. And I don't know what that really means as far as his legal representation with his lawyer, Joe. And we're going to talk about that because I just have so many questions. One of the things I put on my Instagram this morning that I didn't know if I was really going to make a video about this and about my thoughts, because to be honest, my personal opinion is that nobody's hands are clean in this situation. And it seems that there are just two camps, right? You're either Team Deavan or Team Jihoon. You can't be Team The Truth or Team maybe everybody sucks in this situation, or just Team the kids. That's who I am. I'm Team the kids, because ultimately they're the ones that are getting exploited and they're the ones that are getting deprived of parental figures. They're the ones being deprived of grandparent parental figures, and it's all just really sad. But it seems like this whole case really took a turn where you had to be one or the other. There was no nuance. You couldn't not like Deavan and also question the motives of the GoFundMe. That was like not allowed. You couldn't maybe find validity possibly in something that Jihoon was saying if you were Team Deavan. It was not acceptable. And now we see this implosion of the GoFundMe, which I'll be honest, I find totally predictable. And now a lot of people, a lot of supporters, a lot of people that have donated are now left with wondering what's next. A lot of Jihoon's biggest supporters that he was going live with, the organizer of his GoFundMe, the We Spill Tea on her page, I don't know if I'm saying that right, those accounts have all gone private. Which is a little bit of cowardice in my opinion, because if you've collected upwards of, I think it's over $16,000 that they've collected from public donations, then you owe people the ability to talk to you and to have their questions answered. So in my opinion, that their accounts going private is a huge act of cowardice in my opinion. So first, let's take a look, because this really has broken over the weekend. So let's take a look at what Amanda, who was the original creator, coordinator of the GoFundMe, who is really what brought everyone together. Let's see what she had to say about what is going on. So she had this to say, and the we tea spill on her. That's a tongue twister. Anyways, this is, they posted on their Instagram, Amanda Crosby, a light, everyone. So the last couple of days, there has been a lot of things going on. Number one is Jihoon's refusal to talk to me. I subsequently closed for good his GoFundMe. I did reach out to him this morning, asking him to please let me know what to do, and he blocked me. The campaign cannot run without his complete cooperation, and that is not something I am willing to wait days and days on. Jennifer, his translator, has positioned herself between Jihoon and anyone wishing to speak to him for reasons unknown. My relationship with them has always been professional and respectful, and I don't have any answers. The GoFundMe will not open again ever, and I will not be inclined to do so again. At no point did I ever have access to the funds, or did I disperse funds to anyone? The funds were dispersed as agreed with Jihoon directly from GoFundMe to his attorney's law firm. All funds have been used appropriately for his divorce and child custody case. I do wish Jihoon well, and I hope that his decision was made with the best intentions and without influence. Questions can go to his attorney, Joseph C. Alamia. I do thank everyone that helped make this happen. You are all amazing individuals. So that's what she had to say. Jihoon took to his stories, and let's see what he had to say. He said, notice, we T in parentheses Amber and Amanda's any further statements or posting are not my opinion. That's their thinking. I'll touch with you guys soon. I'll touch base with you guys soon. He also made this Instagram story in which he intimates and insinuates that Amanda and Amber, the we tea spill on her page, has been threatening him, and that is why he ultimately cut ties with them. So let's do a quick timeline recap of everything that has been going on regarding this GoFundMe and regarding the custody battle, which really at this point is not even a custody battle. And I think that's important to point out. At this point, this is a divorce proceeding and a slander lawsuit. So and I want to huge shout out to Reddit, because it can get messy on Reddit sometimes, but you can find out information very quickly and succinctly if you need to. So in that aspect, shout out to Reddit, especially Reddit user MysticalWateryEye. She had responded because someone had posted about these turn of events, and she posted kind of a recap of what has been going on. So let's just go through that. So Amanda started the GoFundMe for Jihoon in November of 2020 without his knowledge or consent. I do want to point out that this also was when Deavan finally filed for divorce. So that was when the GoFundMe was created. At that time, Jihoon had never spoken to Amanda. Amanda was just kind of a super fan of his. She did this without his knowledge or consent. So huge red flag in my opinion. She basically at that time through like November, December, kind of changed her personal Instagram from her like Instagram into like a Jihoon fan account, which is kind of bizarre, and a lot of people found it unsettling and frankly creepy. Okay, moving on. Sometime in December, Jihoon announced that he did agree to work with Amanda. And I do remember around this time, it was around the end of the year, when Amanda got verified on the GoFundMe and she was like crying that, oh, we did it. And like it was some huge victory. I remember that. And so, sorry, my hair is a mess. It is like thunderstorming like crazy. We are having the craziest weather here today. So if you guys hear anything in the background, I do apologize. So sometime in December, Jihoon announced that he had agreed to work with Amanda because the GoFundMe, which was originally set up in November, was reported multiple times for fraud. Because it was just some rando fan not affiliated with Jihoon, which is so sketchy. So of course it was reported for fraud a whole bunch of times. So they went through a whole rigmarole. I think she went on several YouTube channels and different Instagram lives to explain the process, which I have no doubt that they were thoroughly vetted at that time. So by the first of the year, they were up and running and able to start receiving donations. Amber, aka the wee tea spill on her page, seemingly started to join forces with Amanda. The thing that people found really odd and unsettling, and there was not really, we do have confirmation of who's running that account now, but at that time, we didn't know who was running that account. And it was really like a drama page or like a meme page or like a page meant to kind of embarrass Deavan or like expose her lies, which is probably not a page you want to be affiliated with if you're trying to legally help Jihoon. That's just not a good look. So a lot of people were like, why is Amanda affiliating herself with this page? It was kind of bizarre to people. Also at that time is when a lot of bloggers, other 90-day Instagram accounts really took up this cause of Team Jihoon. Let's help him fight for custody of his son. What more worthy cause really is there out there than reuniting a parent with their child? And it was at this time that I made my video. Total embarrassment that I later went on to apologize for, and I'm not gonna like bring that video back up or show clips from that video or anything. I was just very critical of this GoFundMe in that video, and then when people rightfully called me out saying that, you know, if people want to support Jihoon, let people support Jihoon, which they have every right to. I got super defensive, and it was not a cute look for me. But around this time is when I had made that video. I think it was like literally the first week of January of 2021. So that is where we were at in the timeline. And then really, you know, people pretty much chose their sides. The next kind of big thing that happened was Jihoon seemingly exposed Deavan's miscarriages actually being a voluntary termination of the pregnancy, which is when I just stopped covering the story. I thought it was in very poor taste for any channel or page to be covering this as if it was like hot gossip. That is absolutely nobody's business but Deavan's. What happened there, and I thought that was just so dark and negative, and it was at that point that I was like, you know what, people have really made their minds up about like whose side they're on. There's really no objectivity left anymore. There's really no room anymore for middle ground here. You're either Team Deavan or Team Jihoon. You can't just be like, hey, I'm interested in learning more about what's going on in this situation. So I just kind of wiped my hands of it and I walked away. And I haven't really talked about either one of them until this recent situation with Deavan and her new podcast. That was literally the most recent time I've even discussed Deavan. So now Jihoon has parted ways with Amanda, the creator of the GoFundMe. Amber, the person that is running I'll call it the We Spill Tea page, because, you know, he's saying that they're threatening him. And now, in a really bizarre twist, their new cause is Andrew. They're now fighting the good fight to somehow vindicate Andrew, which I think that tells you everything you need to know. Okay, so originally last night when all of this information was really coming to light, I was getting inundated with messages regarding all of this. And I had posted that I was like, you guys need to ask for your money back. Like, this is a scam. I made a couple posts about that. And I've received a couple messages like, hey, like, I mean, Amanda said she didn't get the money. It went to the lawyer. So how is it a scam? Okay, so maybe it's not a scam in the traditional sense of the word that Amanda like misappropriated funds, but I have several questions regarding their relationship with Jihoon. Why now they seem to have a relationship, or Jihoon seems to have a relationship through his translator with John Yates and Sherelle's World, which just reeks to high heaven of BS. None of this stuff is sitting well with me. So as someone who donated, and I had one person ask me like, you said you thought this was bullshit. Why did you donate? Well, the reason why I donated, and I made it clear when I donated, is when I posted that video that I ultimately made private, I had, in a very pompous and asshole-ish way, invited Amanda onto my channel to talk about the GoFundMe. I wanted her to talk to someone that wasn't like so blatantly one side or the other. She did not respond to my request to come on my channel, and she has had me blocked for months. So I haven't even like had any conversations with her. So because I felt that I did not make that offer in good faith or in a genuine quest to like get to the truth, I had made the offer to donate $100. So I felt like that was the right thing to do. So I did that. And I thought hopefully this is going to help Jihoon get a co-parenting situation established with Deavan. That was my biggest hope. So that's what happened there. So I just wanted to go through the things that really bother me about the relationship that Jihoon had with Amanda and I guess Amber. So let's just go through a couple things. So this hate page that's we tea spill or whatever it's called, is being run by Joseph, who is the attorney's legal assistant. And this was confirmed by Jihoon in a screenshot. Let me bring that up right here. He posted, if you have details on what might be relevant to my case, please send DM to We Tea Spill on her. The account was monitored by my attorney's legal assistant. Why is a page that is hell-bent on exposing Deavan, right? Definitely has an agenda, like a tunnel vision view on how Deavan's like the most horrific person ever to walk the face of the planet. How is that your attorney's legal assistant? That is really suspicious. And a lot of people were like, what? The other thing that I have a question about is, what does this mean for his relationship with Jihoon? So his attorney did put out a statement. So let's bring that up. Okay, so this is a letter that he had put out dated April 10th. So to whom it may concern, he's willing to address the speculation of the GoFundMe. He's limited in what he can discuss because of attorney-client privilege. However, he can share the process it took to become verified as authorized user on the GoFundMe account. They were approved in January of 2021. In February of 2021, GoFundMe required the law firm to undergo additional verification. He has attached the approval letter from the GoFundMe. All personnel, including my law firm, Amanda and Mr. Lee, were on the account and had to go through the verification process. Although the claims against me were made on Friday night, I wanted to provide the necessary documentation to assuage any concerns over the GoFundMe account to those persons with whom I interviewed. Although it is a Saturday, I felt it was important to back the people who have backed me and to show that I have been extremely verified by GoFundMe. I also wanted to state that the GoFundMe and PayPal donations were utilized appropriately for fees and expenses incurred. And I donated over 24 hours of time for doing lives and the slander case. All of the funds were utilized for Mr. Lee's non-slander cases and expenses. Okay, well, that brings up another interesting point. So Amanda actually had stated, and I think John Yates put this up on his Instagram. So let me bring that up here. This is what she said. The money has been used. It may seem like a lot, but it isn't. Joe's been working like nonstop for Jihoon on this, and Deavan is a mess. The amount of evidence his office had to collect for Jihoon's last case was enormous. Jihoon may actually owe money, but I don't access the money part of it, so I'm not sure where Joe and Jihoon are in the billing process. I want to say that I do believe that Amanda doesn't have access to the money, and I don't know what led to the breakdown of their relationship specifically. I'm sure more stuff will come out because this is all kind of breaking news at this point. But I was able to, so they have raised over $16,000, which, as far as legal fees go, legal fees can rack up quickly and they can rack up enormously. Like, we all know that. So if anyone, for context, if anyone has been following the Without a Crystal Ball Tati Westbrook lawsuit, you know, the judge recently granted the motion for dismissal a few weeks ago. Before that, there was about 1,001 declarations made in the case on each side. Not really, but I think there was like 60 or 70 declarations made. So if you split that between the two of them, let's say that Katie Joy made 30 of her own. That is a very active lawyer in a very short period of time. And it was determined in one of the declarations that they submitted that she had racked up over $18,000 in lawyer fees. So just for context, so as active as that lawsuit was, $18,000 for that amount of work, right? So Joseph just said in his statement that the fees used by the GoFundMe were not used in the slander case. So the only other case that is pending right now is the divorce proceeding. And the only thing that they have done is one response. So one filing. So that is a very expensive lawyer is all I'm gonna say. So I think that this lawyer should provide receipts for what exactly the money went to so that people could feel more comfortable about it. Because if it's, and only like they filed the slander lawsuit, and I think there's like 4 updates to it. So even that, if you compare just the amount of back and forth that was going on between the Tati Westbrook and Without a Crystal Ball lawsuit and this lawsuit, it's just like, this is like a nap compared to that. Like, there's just not a lot happening. As it stands to this day, nobody's divorced and no custody agreement has been made. So like, what is going on? So another thing that the Wee's Tea Spill page posted on their Instagram was this email confirming that Joe was your information has successfully been verified by our payment processor and a transfer is being sent tomorrow. Bank transfers generally take 2 to 5 days. So this was on February 9th, which does align with what he said, that in February they had to go through more of a verification process. So I definitely do believe that he was, or his law firm or the trust was the actual place that received the funds. My only question is like, what did that money go to? Because there was only one filing made in the lawsuit that we saw. And I'm sorry, the Without a Crystal Ball is so fresh, that lawsuit, but there was a lot of discovery and evidence gathering going on via social media, much like what would be going on in this case. So what is he charging for? How is he itemizing and justifying utilizing all of this money for that one response? And then, Amanda says that Jihoon might actually end up owing him money. That's wild. Moving on to my last just thing, and I actually saw this on Reddit, and I never even really thought about it, and now it's like all I can think of. Why didn't they hire a bilingual lawyer? Why was it even necessary to get a translator involved? So a Redditor made a good point that there are many Korean-speaking lawyers in the state of Utah due to the fact that there are Mormons that have completed missions and are fluent in other languages. So the amount of people in Utah that speak a second or third language is much higher than in the rest of the United States. This, Reddit user I think it's Anjealka, maybe. I'm sorry if I butcher that, right? I live in a rural part of Utah and I easily found more than 10 law offices that spoke Korean. So apparently, though, at the time, people did raise this question, like, why wouldn't you seek out a bilingual lawyer? And Amanda said they had to hire a lawyer quickly and they couldn't be picky. But it seems very weird to me that the lawyer that they would hire would be the same lawyer that this, like, meme page essentially, like, worked for. That would be like like me recommending the company that I work for in real life for something that needed, I don't know, that needed to be done. It's like there's just a clear bias there, and it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. And because Jihoon has said he has been threatened by Amber and Amanda, and he has blocked them, is he still going to be continuing on with this case via Joseph, or is he gonna let Joseph go and get a new attorney? And if he does, what happens to that money? Is the money all gone? I think there's a lot of very valid questions that people, especially people that have donated to the campaign, have a right to know. Anyways, you guys, this is a situation that is evolving rapidly as the time goes on. So I don't even have all the information. I'm sure more is going to come out, and I'll keep you guys updated. This is just my initial thoughts as of what we know right now. Again, it's frustrating to think that you have to, if you are not Team Jihoon, that means you're Team Deavan. Or if you're not Team Deavan, that means you're Jihoon. And I like to think that most of us, that like logic and the power of critical thinking probably exists somewhere in the middle there. And that ultimately what we want is what's best for the children. And I think that's really gotten lost. It's sad the way that this ultimately has gone down, because for the people that really believed and the people that donated, I think it leaves a lot of people wondering and questioning. And I don't think anybody should be gloating or reveling in the fact that this relationship deteriorated, because whatever the motivation was, the ultimate goal was to have a parent have a relationship with their child. I don't think anyone set out to intentionally deceive anyone, for sure. I think the thing that's a cautionary tale here, and for any future cast members or current cast members or past cast members, is some people try to get too close, right? Like, they're kind of fanatical, they're too invested, and they're too invested to the point where they can't be objective anymore. And that should be a cautionary tale there. I will continue to update you guys with what comes out as things get revealed. Today actually is Taeyoung's second birthday, so happy birthday to Taeyoung. I put on my Instagram that I wish that he has many blessings in his life and a stable foundation for an incredible future, because he definitely deserves that. And I hope that a co-parenting relationship does come to fruition one day. So we will see what happens. Let me know what you guys think, you guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will hit you guys up in the next video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad for the latest and greatest. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.